Hey there guys, this is Andrew with Tech Engineered, and today we're going to be talking about ultra-wide monitors and some reasons why you may or may not want to buy one. So let's get started. First, let's talk about what an ultra-wide monitor is. Basically, an ultra-wide monitor is a monitor that conforms to the 21:9 aspect ratio, and basically what an aspect ratio is the ratio between the height and the width of the monitor. So a 21:9 aspect ratio monitor is a very wide monitor. So now let's talk about some pros of why you might want to get a monitor with this aspect ratio. The first reason is that the ultra-wide monitor has a lot of horizontal real estate to do work. So you can set up to where you have windows side by side, and it's basically equivalent to having two square monitors side by side. So you're essentially having a dual monitor setup without actually having two monitors and bezels in between, which can help with productivity. The more horizontal real estate also allows you to have an editing timeline that stretches for a lot longer than on a standard monitor, and you can see farther ahead into your video or farther behind, depending on where you are in the timeline. Now, when it comes to gamers, a lot of gamers enjoy the ultra-wide experience because it fills their field of view so that their peripherals still are covered by monitor space and they can see more off to the sides in their games. And this is supposed to kind of give a more immersive experience while gaming. Another pro of having an ultra-wide monitor is that the 21:9 aspect ratio is extremely close to a cinema aspect ratio, which is essentially 21:9, add or subtract some decimals off to the sides. It's a really weird aspect ratio, but it's really easy to make your ultra-wide be kind of a cinema aspect ratio, or at least stretch or compress the image without a whole lot of warping to get it to fit that cinema aspect ratio. So while you're watching movies and stuff, it fills up the entire screen and it looks really cool. It's almost like you're in a theater. Now, my monitor, the LG Ultrawide that's behind me right now, does have settings that allow you to do that. Otherwise, you might have to do that in the control panel for whatever graphics card you use, but mine does have it natively on it to where I can switch to any of the cinema aspect ratios, which there are in fact multiple of them. I think mine supports 3 of the most standard ones. So it has a mode for each of those so that I can kind of tune it to whatever movie I'm watching and have a really good movie watching experience. Now let's talk about some cons of ultra-wide monitors. The first con is that you have less vertical real estate. So if you're looking at a web page, you're not going to be able to see as much at one time and you'll have to scroll a whole lot more. When it comes to the gaming side of things, ultra-wide monitors also have more pixels, which means that you're going to need a more powerful graphics card to push those pixels, because generally when they make an ultra-wide monitor, they don't just cut off a bigger display's pixel ratio, they just extend out a normal display's pixel ratio. Also, there is less support in game for ultra-wide. In a lot of games you'll have to mod it to support the ultra-wide aspect ratio. However, ultra-wides are growing in popularity, so game producers are making games that have native ultra-wide support. So that's kind of a non-issue nowadays, because most of the games that don't support it luckily have mods, such as Skyrim. So it's easy to mod and get it working on an ultra-wide monitor. Now let's talk about my preference, and so you guys can kind of get my argument on why I do use an ultra-wide monitor. I enjoy it in games because it does fill up your field of view and gives a more immersive experience, and I enjoy that. Some people don't, so it's kind of up to you and your personal tastes and what you would enjoy while you're playing your games, but I do enjoy that experience. And also, since I do a lot of video editing and video production, I enjoy having the horizontal screen real estate for spreading out my timeline and being able to see more of my video at any given time, and it really is helpful. So now that you're armed with some of these pros and cons, you can make the decision for yourself whether you would enjoy an ultra-wide monitor or not, or whether it's good for your workflow or not. And do your research, make the right choice, and I hope that this video has helped you. If it did, go ahead and leave a like on it. If you enjoy the content on this channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you have comments for future content that we can make here, go ahead and leave those down in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.